That which has been revealed to you from your Lord is certain to increase the belief and disbelief of many of them, and we have cast among them enmity and hatred, which as often they light the fire of war. Allah. Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah. So essentially, what it says is until there is an enmity beginning from the 7th century and until the day of resurrection, during this period, as often as they light a fire of war, Allah extinguishes it. So as long as the Jews light a fire of war, Islamic Allah should come in and extinguish it. In other words, the Muslims should be successful in any of these wars. So what does it mean then?
No, what does it mean? I wanted to tell you, basically, Muslims generally, they believe that their win or fight against Jews is related to how they believe in God and whether they are
No, please, no. Forget. Read this.
I'm basically.
Do you believe in the Quran?
I'm basically telling you what this means.
No. Tell me, don't tell me what the Muslims believe.
No.
Tell me what the Quran.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's basically believe if that you are a true Muslim, you will win against the Jews.
Where is that? If you are a true Muslim, part? Where is that?
I'm telling you.
Please.
As often they let a fire, Allah extinguish it.
Where does it say if you are a true Muslim?
I'm telling you, this is what does it mean.
No, please. You and I are speaking English today.
Yeah.
Of course, you read in Arabic also. I don't know Arabic, so you can read that for your own use. My point is there an if condition here? Or does it purely say, as often? What? No, please. Islamic Allah is a false prophet. We have to deal with this now. Because you are following a wrong religion.
Yeah.
Because if Islamic Allah can't even keep his prophecies, what else can he do?
What do you mean by keeping prophecies?
Look, one of the important tests for a God is that what he says...
What do you mean by keeping prophecies?
Look, one of the tests for God is that he's able to do what he promises.
Yeah.
Surah Al-Mā'idah, verse 64, presents a striking accusation against the Jews. In this verse, they are accused of saying that Allah's hand is chained, a claim implying that God is stingy or unwilling to give. In response, Allah declares them cursed and affirms that his hands are in fact wide open, freely giving as he wills. But the most relevant part for our discussion lies in the phrase, every time they kindle the fire of war, Allah extinguishes it. Etymologically, the verb awqadu comes from the Arabic root waqada, meaning to ignite or to set something on fire deliberately. This suggests that the Jews are portrayed as active initiators of conflict. The verb atfa'aha, from the root tafa'i, means to extinguish, often used in the context of fire or light. This implies that it is Allah himself who personally intervenes to put out the flames of war they light. Linguistically, then, the verse describes a recurring pattern. The Jews ignite war and Allah always puts it out. But when this verse is compared with modern history, especially the Arab-Israeli conflict, the contradiction becomes stark. In multiple major wars, such as the 1948 Arab-Israeli War, the Six-Day War in 1967, and the Yom Kippur War in 1973, it was Israel that triumphed over combined Arab forces. Even more recently, Israel has continued to outperform groups like Hamas and Hezbollah militarily. If this Quranic promise were meant to be universal and timeless, then logically, every time the Jews started or joined a war, Allah would thwart their efforts. Yet history tells a different story. Not only have the Jews succeeded in waging and sustaining wars, they have emerged victorious time and time again. This reality severely undercuts the claim that Allah extinguishes their fire of war. In Islamic theology, this verse is often interpreted in the context of past conflicts between the Israelites and the prophets. However, because the verse is worded in a general and unrestricted manner, many Muslims believe it reflects a divine pattern that continues until the end of time. And this is where the contradiction lies. If Allah truly extinguishes every Jewish attempt to wage war, then why has modern-day Israel, clearly a Jewish state, repeatedly defeated Islamic forces despite being vastly outnumbered? The crisis deepens when we realize there is no visible sign of divine extinguishing as promised. On the contrary, what we see is the global rise of Israel in military power, technology, and international influence. Meanwhile, many Muslim-majority nations remain trapped in internal conflict, economic instability, and dependency. From a theological perspective, this raises serious doubts about the credibility of the Quranic claim in Surah 564. If divine promises fail to manifest in history, can the supposed revelation still be trusted?
If he can't even do what he promises,
How did you know that this didn't happen?
well, there have been, since 1948,
Yeah.
the Arab nations
Yeah.
in various capacities
Yeah.
have fought with Israel multiple times.
Yeah.
Every single time.
I know that.
Every single time. Please focus, please focus, please. Look, we're dealing with a serious issue. Please don't touch me. We're dealing with a serious issue. Islamic Allah is on holiday. We're dealing with a serious
You
issue.
were saying something.
You have a
He's
visa to stay in London.
And he is on holiday. Ignore
for
him.
you.
Ignore him. He might end up in the wrong place.
Sam
You
is
were
coming
saying
now.
something about
Every single
You
time,
would say something about
Where's
1948.
Macau?
every 1948,
Yeah.
in 1948,
Yeah.
the modern nation of Israel formed, the state of Israel.
Yeah.
Since then,
Yeah.
Muslims have fought with Israel multiple times.
Yeah.
Every time, do you know who has won?
No, not all.
Every time. Every single time,
no, no.
Israel has won.
That's not
Please
true.
don't argue with the facts.
No,
You may
no,
not
no.
know. You may not know the facts.
How do you know against Egypt and Syria? Who won? Egypt won against
Sinai
Israel.
Peninsula, my dear friend.
2006.
Please don't. Please. I don't. Once.
No, no, we
One
either-
second.
we
I don't want to argue
You're-
against the
you're
facts
not-
right now.
No,
please.
it's not. 2006.
Please just answer me.
No.
How many of you think the Arab nations defeated Israel in a war since 1948? Did they ever defeat?
1973 Egypt won the
telling
war.
you.
Which one?
Just
Please
know
come.
history, man.
1970.
I'm Egyptian.
Yeah.
1973.
Yeah. What about?
The Egyptian
2006.
army.
Yeah.
won the
And what did they
against
gain?
Israel.
What did they gain?
Their land back.
Okay, let's get the details.
Get the
Okay.
details now. Google it.
Sinai Peninsula was returned back voluntarily by Israel. Now, okay,
No, it's
let's
after a
for
war,
to
man.
keep
It's
to keep
voluntarily.
to keep things simple. How many wars?
just asking a question.
How many wars?
Just asking-
How many wars
You're
has
ignoring
Israel fought with the Muslims so far?
Excuse me. Just ask.
How
me a
many
question.
wars has How many wars has Israel fought with the Muslims so far?
Many times.
Many times.
14,
Did the Muslims
67,
lose at all?
Twice.
Twice?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say the Muslims lost only twice.
48,
Oh, that's fine.
67.
Let's keep it simple. I don't want to argue against that right now. Let's say for a moment.
You raised this issue,
One
man.
second.
You raised this issue.
One second.
You at
I
least-
raised some
you
other
should
issue.
have known- You should have known what you're
Did
talking
the
about.
Muslims
You
lose
mentioned-
at least once?
You mentioned that the Muslims
Did the
lost
Muslims?
all their fights
Excuse
against
me.
Israel, which
Did
is
the,
absolutely
okay,
wrong.
fine. Did the Muslims lose at least once? Let's keep it
Yeah,
simple.
yeah.
Okay. Now let's read Surah 5, Ayah 64. Surah 5, Ayah 64 says, every time the Muslims would win. Every time. Please read. As often, we have cast among them enmity and hatred till the day of resurrection. Till the day of resurrection. As often as they light a fire of war, Allah extinguishes it. As often, every time Allah should win. Muslims should win. Israel should lose. Every single time. If Allah loses even once, Islamic Allah has become a false prophet.
It's not Islamic Allah. That's a very wrong
So
termination.
you tell me please, if Islamic Allah can't keep his prophecy, who is he? Is he a Mickey Mouse or has he gone on vacation? What is going on here?
We don't have to speak like this, man.
Please, I want you to focus on the facts right now.
Yeah, I'm
If
focusing, yeah.
Islamic Allah can't keep his prophecies, what is he?
Of course, he can't keep his prophecy.
Can't, cannot.
And this,
No, look, please.
This hasn't ended yet.
Did you want to read this
This
again?
hasn't ended
Did you want to read this again? As often as they light.
May I just double check? Why is
Please,
this?
please.
Is this a Quran? Is this
Well, this is what the free junk they're
Is this
giving
the
out
right
there.
version?
Yeah, the right or wrong, I don't know. Maybe this is a leftist version, I don't know. But they're giving out free copies. Burn them all. If they're giving out fake Qurans, burn them all. Please tell me. As often as they light. Please answer me.
It's not
As
over,
often.
yeah.
So if Islamic Allah can't keep his prophecies, what is going wrong? Is he on holiday? Or
do you
is
mean
he
by
a Mickey
can't-
Mouse?
what do you mean
Or
by
is he a
can't keep
false
his
prophet?
prophecy? What do you mean by can't keep?
He says he will win every time. He simply cannot win every time. So you tell me, if he says something which he can't do, what is going wrong?
Because this is just if it happens once or twice, the Muslims.
Please
or,
read this carefully. Does it say only at the end Islamic Allah will win? Is that what it says? What is the meaning of as often as they? What is the meaning of as often?
First of all, you should understand something. It's not Islamic Allah. It's Allah.
Let's
for
read the
everyone,
Quran right now.
for everyone,
We have
for
progressed.
Muslims, for
What does
Christians, for
as
Jews.
often as mean? What does as often as mean?
In every time?
Every time.
Yeah.
So tell me, did the Muslims win every time?
No.
Since the founding of the State of Israel in 1948, the Jewish people have not only kindled the fire of war, they have also won numerous major conflicts against the Islamic world. In the Six-Day War of 1967, for example, Israel didn't merely survive. It swiftly captured key strategic territories from 3 Muslim-majority nations in a matter of days. This dominance continued in the wars that followed. In nearly every cycle of conflict, Israel emerged superior, militarily, technologically, and diplomatically. Even when Israel appeared isolated, the outcome consistently tilted in its favor. This reality challenges the Quranic claim in Surah 5:64. If Allah truly extinguishes every fire of war kindled by the Jews, then why has modern Israel been able to ignite, sustain, and even conclude wars with outcomes that benefit them? There are no signs of divine extinguishing as promised. On the contrary, we witness the global rise of Jewish power, while many Muslim-majority nations face political instability and economic decline. This raises a fundamental theological question. Can Allah's promises in the Qur'an be trusted if real-world history tells a different story? In Islamic tradition, Allah is seen as the one who never fails to keep his word. But when Surah 5:64 is read plainly and consistently, it demands evidence that runs directly against the tide of contemporary history. Scholars like Fred Donner and W. Montgomery Watt, who study the Qur'an in its historical context, point out that many Medinan verses, including Surah Al-Mā'idah, were revealed during a time of political and military expansion for the early Muslim community. Such verses reflect a narrative of triumph and Islamic ascendancy during a period when Jewish influence in Medina had already been subdued or eliminated. As such, verses like 5:64 may have emerged from a moment of political superiority, later framed as a permanent revelation. But once that context no longer applies, and the world has changed, the verse begins to look more like an empty promise. From a critical perspective, this reveals the human fingerprints in the text. That the Qur'an, like other historical documents, contains political rhetoric, situational propaganda, and promises shaped by the spirit of its era. When a text like this is claimed to be universal and timeless divine revelation, the modern world inevitably exposes the mismatch. And that's where the crisis lies, between the claim of divine authority and the undeniable witness of history. If the true God never fails to fulfill his word, then a failed promise points to a different source, perhaps not God himself, but a person or community experiencing a political high point, attempting to immortalize that moment through religious language. And if such revelation cannot withstand the test of history, then the divine authority of the Qur'an as Holy Scripture must be called into question.